Alright guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. Today we are at home and we're going to be talking about the all-new 2026 Toyota RAV4. This vehicle was just released a few hours ago and I'm absolutely hyped. There's a lot to talk about, there's a lot of new things, but yeah, let's get right into this video. Alright, let's get into the basic stuff first. The RAV4 will now only be offered in a hybrid only trim. There will be no more gas model. You cannot get the 8-speed automatic transmission. Every single RAV4 is going to be a CVT, but that's not bad. The new RAV4 does have a bit more horsepower, even just the hybrid ones. We'll talk about the PHEV one in a bit because that is the more exciting one. But yes, the RAV4, the front wheel drive model has 226 horsepower. And the all-wheel drive model has 236. That is just the hybrid model. Let's stick to the hybrid. We'll jump to the PHEV in a minute here. Honestly, I'm not too surprised that they went only hybrid because that's what they did with the Toyota Camry as well. I'm not too mad either. I think the hybrid powertrain is the better powertrain between the two of the 2025 model year. We have a 2017 RAV4 hybrid and that thing has 250,000 kilometers on it already. And it runs like brand new. I'm not even gonna lie, one of the best vehicles we have ever bought. Not a single issue until now. So yeah, this powertrain is very, very dependable and it's not horrible to drive. The CVT in the city is pretty comfortable, especially it's a hybrid CVT, so the hybrid battery kicks in before the engine. So yeah, driving this car is not a challenge or a bad thing at all. All right, I just can't hold it in anymore. We gotta talk about the PHEV. The new PHEV has 320 horsepower. That is bonkers because that's 18 more than the previous generation. And there is a new GR Sport trim. Unfortunately, the GR Sport also only has 320 horsepower. There is no horsepower boost, but it gets a more sport-tuned suspension, sport-tuned steering wheel. So yeah, it will be a bit more agile and more like it will feel faster than the other PHEVs according to Toyota, but I'll have to get my hands on one and I'll let you guys know then. But yeah, it looks phenomenal, especially the way they revealed this. The 20-inch wheels, the red and black two-tone paint, and the front aggressive style. When these pictures were leaked of the front end of the GR Toyota RAV4, it reminded me a lot of the new GR Corolla, especially the facelift one. It looks phenomenal. If you look at the rear of this car, there's a little spoiler. I love the new LED taillight design. That thing looks incredible. The old RAV4 was outdated. It came out in 2019. So yeah, they needed to come out with this and they did an absolutely incredible job with this car. Alright, let's talk about the other trims. We have the hybrid Woodland trim. This was offered in the previous generation as well, but this thing has been tweaked up as well. It looks a lot different than the normal RAV4 hybrid. I really like it. It almost gives off a little bit of a baby Land Cruiser or maybe even a baby 4Runner vibe. It has an aggressive front bumper with built-in LED fog lights in the grille as well. I'm kind of iffy on the wheel design, not gonna lie. It's kind of basic, but honestly, not horrible. Maybe like a smaller wheel, fatter rubber for the Woodland trim would have been better, but this is a hybrid vehicle, so like kind of makes sense. It's not a full dedicated off-road vehicle, but yeah, having these capabilities because like the Woodland trim only comes in the all-wheel drive. You cannot get the front wheel drive model. It's still kind of cool that Toyota offers that. Alright, let's talk about the other trims now. The LE and XLE will be the only two trims that are offered in the front wheel drive. They will be hybrid, obviously, just because this car is only a hybrid. Now, the Limited will have the hybrid with all-wheel drive. The Woodland and the XSC will have the option for either the hybrid or the plug-in hybrid. So that's kind of cool because in the previous generation, you only had the choice for the XSC and the SE. The SE model is actually kind of interesting as well. I lied to you guys. You could get the SE in the front wheel drive or the all-wheel drive or the plug-in hybrid. So the SE is the most versatile trim, I would say. And finally, the GR Sport will only be offered in the PHEV. You cannot get that in the hybrid trim. Yeah, there's no word on the pricing of the RAV4 yet, but according to Car and Driver, it will be around $51,000 for the GR Sport trim. Alright, now we gotta talk about the interior. Am I happy with the interior or is it... I'm gonna say it's a bit It looks incredible. In the photos, it looks incredible, but Toyota got rid of the actual buttons for the climate control, and I hate that. It could be a BMW, it could be a Mercedes, it could be a Volkswagen. If it doesn't have physical buttons for climate control, I don't like that vehicle. It's not that hard to do either. Plus, some like VW is moving away from that and bringing back buttons. So yeah, Toyota bringing that now is kind of disappointing. Other than that, the Woodland trim gets some cool accents inside the interior. But this is the GR Sport interior. This one is my favorite by far. You get the GR Sport badging inside. You get the black and red interior. Man, Toyota's absolutely cooking with this car. But yeah, Toyota will not be calling these plug-in hybrids prime vehicles anymore. They're just PHEV, plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, which kind of sucks. I kind of like the prime name. But yeah, they will be getting a little bit of a range boost as well. They can go full EV for 50 miles instead of the previous 42 miles, so 8 more miles of range. And yeah, that's what Toyota says right now. But listen to this. There's only 2 trims that get the DC fast charging, the XSE and the Woodland. So if you want it in the SE, the GR Sport, you cannot get it. You can only get in the XSE and the Woodland trim, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why Toyota went with that, because if you go to the Mitsubishi Outlander, you can get the base model, you still get the DC fast charging. But yeah, I guess that's a way they want to like differentiate the XSE and like from the other models, I guess. But yeah, the ones that do have the DC fast charging, they'll go from 10 to 80% in 30 minutes, which is pretty quick. Towing capacity is also up for 2026. The plug-in hybrid models will have 3,500 pounds of towing capacity. The normal hybrid models will not have a boost. They're just saying 1,750 pounds, which is not horrible. You're not going to be towing too much with a RAV4. All right, let's talk about competitors. Let's start off with the GR Sport. It's like a sporty trim of a RAV4. It has more horsepower than a base X3, but less horsepower than an X3 M50. Yeah, bear with me. I'm comparing this to a BMW. But yeah, if we look at the Hyundai, we look at the CR-V, there's nothing really we could talk about. It's like a sporty little SUV. It has its own category now, which is kind of cool. There's nothing really else we could compare it to. But yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below if there is anything that I'm completely forgetting right now. I want to see this thing in person. I want to see, because in the photos, everything looks great. But in person, you can pick up the little things that might be annoying to some people, or just something you just don't want in a vehicle. Overall, from the looks of it right now, I would take this over all of its competitors, the Tucson, the CR-V, the Equinox. I even drove an Equinox. That thing was kind of nice, but yeah, I think Toyota has outdone themselves with this new 2026 RAV4. I'm excited to see these on the road, especially the GR Sport. I'm excited to get my hands on one of these once they come out, hopefully soon next year, probably this year. But yeah, I'm in Calgary. We get everything super late, so hopefully we get one by the end of the year. But if not, that is pretty much it for this video. Hopefully it was informative. I'm just kind of very excited, so I'm kind of all over the place right now. But yeah, I'll be making a more informative video about this vehicle in the future. So yeah, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and see you guys.